Hi there. My name is Bruce Matthews. My wife Lisa and I have been AARP members since 2005. We've been members of the AARP Hartford Insurance Program since 2013, and we've uh, bundled our home, flood, and auto insurance under the Hartford for that amount of time. I'd like to call your attention to a problem we've recently experienced in the hope that you won't have to deal with it with these people. On June 2nd of 2022, we changed our permanent address from Apple Valley, California to Ocean Shores, Washington. We went into the system, Hartford automated system. We made the appropriate permanent address changes. We actually transitioned our homeowner's insurance from our old place of residence to the new place of residence, along with the flood insurance from the old place of residence to the new place of residence. Later that summer, we actually changed our driver's licenses, the license plates on the cars, the two cars that are covered under the auto insurance policy, and the registration for those vehicles so that they were all registered in Washington State. I went online once again and made all of what I considered to be the necessary changes to the license plate number, our driver's license numbers, and any registration issues on their automated system. In the end of 2022, December of 2022, we got a bill to renew our auto insurance since our home and flood is paid for through an impound account with our mortgage company. And we were asked to renew our auto insurance for $1,945. I paid that amount in full. Now, there were no issues in all of 2023. We even had a cracked windshield on one of our vehicles and took it to get it repaired at a shop in Aberdeen, Washington, and the Hartford was nice enough to cover that because we had a $0 deductible. There was no payment made by us, and no one questioned the fact that we had repaired it at a shop in Aberdeen, Washington versus a shop in California. This went along until the end of 2023, at which time I got a new bill for renewal of our auto insurance for the amount of $1,846.52. I once again paid the amount in full, and Hartford cashed my check. And then on February 8th of 2024, I received an additional bill for $444 with no explanation as to what the additional bill was paying for from the Hartford. So I phoned them and started inquiring as to what this additional bill was for. I was told that the Hartford had adjusted their insurance charge for the state of California. Now, as I explained, we had changed the registration and license plate numbers and our own driver's licenses to Washington State sometime in 2022. I had to convince 4 different departments, taking over 3 or 4 hours, that we had not been, nor had the cars been, sitting in California since June of 2022, and that there had been some glitch that the Hartford Insurance Company had been charging me the California rates even though we had clearly changed everything. After discussing it with all four of the different organizations within the Hartford, they came up with a solution. Here, we have to write you a whole new policy as if you're a new customer to the Hartford for Washington State auto coverage. So we went through the process of making all of those changes, and at the end of it, they indicated that I would need to pay them an additional $1,778 in order to activate the new policy for the entire year, and that eventually they would refund the original $1,846.52 or some portion thereof that they determined to be acceptable. When I spoke to several of the people in the sales organization about how this would be very difficult for some people of our age to come up with the original 1846 and then add on the 1778 for a period of time, regardless of whether we're supposed to be getting some of that money back. And the sales organization indicated, yeah, we understand that that's a problem. We're going to escalate this up to someone within the customer service organization, which is when this particular situation with the Hartford went from being a customer satisfaction issue to a litigious one, in which we are thinking of suing them to obtain back the remuneration for our monies that they held on to that they shouldn't have. As it turns out, once they finally did turn us back part of the $1,846.52 for the year of 2024's insurance, they had deducted it down to $1,759. That deduction had been put together by adding the $444 California calculation to the original 1846.52, which ended up being 2,200 and something, and dividing that by the number of days between January 24th, when the prior year's insurance expired, to February 9th, when they instituted this new policy for us, and we paid the $1,778, dividing that by the number of days, the 2,200 by the number of days, and subtracting that from the 1846.52, ending up with 1759. This charged us, of course, for California fees that we weren't responsible for, since the cars were never in California since June 2nd of 22 all the way through 2023. And in addition, they refused to even acknowledge that the original $1,945 paid for 2023's coverage was an overbilling, an overcharge, because it was founded on California rates. So instead, they've just simply said, tough luck, you lose. That's all the money we're going to give you. And there's a particular person, Cindy Bernal, from the customer service consulting group, who presented herself as a representative of the chief officer of all of Hartford. In other words, she was saying she was his Christopher J. Swift's representative, when in fact she's probably never even met the guy. Since this has gone this far, I think we're going to sue them for not only the compensatory damages of monies lost, but also for punitive damages which have resulted from stress and pain and suffering which Ms. Burnutz has introduced into our lives. If you think that this is a problem that the Hartford should take care of, and that we have somehow as consumers been wronged, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep everyone posted on how this litigation turns out. Thank you very much.